just checking out the lighting. I'm just trying to get you to see the cards more clearly. Right, okay. Good morning and welcome back if you follow me. And I've got a bit of a doozy of a reading this morning, and I've already pre-selected the cards because these was the cards from yesterday's reading that came out. And yesterday's reading I can't release for some reason because it's just not playing ball. So at the moment I'm trying to to see if I can release it. It's quite a long reading there, very, very long. But it started out where all my cards was backwards, and I was like, well, that's a bit backwards. And then the downloads kept coming in. It's backwards, and I was like, what's this about backwards? And I knew instantly somebody feels like they're going backwards on this journey. Message is very clear from Spirit, you know. Somebody feels like on their twin flame journey, they feel like they're going backwards. They're at a point of going backwards, not forward. And the cards came out backwards. So this card came out first, and we had this last week. And this card, to me, you know, it's about a powerful woman standing in all her power. You know, she yields a sword. She doesn't need to use that sword though, because she's more intellect and she's more intelligence. You know, she's at this stage of a journey. She's done that healing. She's worked through her wounds. She's unearthed all them wounds that she needed to heal on this journey, and she stands in all her power now. You can see how powerful she is. She's got her wings. You know, she's gained her wings back. Yeah, it's the air element as well. You know, it's intelligence. It's you know, divine feminine energy. It's the mind. You know, it's cutting through the illusion of the mind. That's what it is. It's a woman or a man, a masculine. Just the energy. It's the energy of cutting through that illusion, cutting through the distortion of this path. You know, and there's a lot of confusion on this twin flame journey. In fact, it's filled with confusion. You know, but this card came out first, and then the confusion came back for me, and I'll tell you why. Because I know this path. I've lived seven years and more on this path. And I'll just push this forward so you can see the cards a little bit clearer. And I know the stages of this path. So this card came out first, which confused me. Then this card came out second, which confused me even more. Then this card came out lastly. And it's backwards. It's a backwards reading. This is the first stage of your twin flame path. This is your Three of Swords, where you feel that pain, that loss, that separation. This is the first stage of the, you know, you're going into that, you're a catalyst for each of you, you know, so you're feeling that Three of Swords on your heart chakra. This is the first stage of the journey. So straight away I was getting backwards, and the cards came out backwards, and I just got the downloads of backwards. Everything was backwards, and so somebody feels like they're going backwards on this path. And then this card, so yeah, that card came out first. This card came out second. So then I thought, totally backwards, you know, because this card is the Fool, and this lady here, she's ready to take that next step on a journey, you know. She's ready to take that leap, you know. She can... And this is what yesterday's reading was like. Everything was just crumbling down, and this lady, this card kept leaping off my table as well. This was the only card that kept leaping off my table. And You know, it was one of those readings that, yeah, yeah, it just was. I'm going to put that there in case this card decides to take a leap off the table again. But yeah, so at this point of the reading, I'm getting it's going backwards. Somebody feels like they're going backwards on this journey. So this card came out first. This card came out second. That taking the leap. And here we go again. Here we go again. Oh, Spirit's messing with me lately. And this card came out last. So I put it all together then, you know. When this card came out, I thought it's all backwards. Everything's backwards. Somebody feels like they're going backwards on this journey. Now, I understand that completely, because the twin flame journey is a path of, you know, stop and start. So there's a lot of integration that you have to go through on this path. So, you know, integrating what you've already, what you've been healing, you know, the energy. It's energetic. It's pure energy. You know, it's done in 5D, you know, to bring down to the physical, but it's energy. So yeah, I'm going to, as I did yesterday, put the cards in the right order. So let's hope the fool don't take a leap. So the Three of Swords. This is the heartbreak, the loss, the disappointment, the past hurts, the emotional pain. This is all what you have to face. Once it starts coming into your view and you start awakening up to, you know, you're on the twin flame path, it feels like 3 swords in your heart. You feel it on the heart chakra, you know, you get palpitations, you get pain, you get physical pain, you get emotional pain. This is all what needs healing. You know, you've suppressed it for too long, and your soul's ready to wake now to the knowing of, you know, you being a twin flame, and it's time to heal this. So that is the first card. Yeah, not that. That is. This is the very first part of your journey. This is setting you on a journey to becoming the Queen of Swords. Now, it looks like a short journey, but it's a rather long journey, depending on your individual path. It took me 7 years to get from the Three of Swords to taking back my power, to taking back my light. I love this card because she's full of light. At this stage, she's ready to take that leap, you know, to take that next step on her spiritual path. And, you know, at this stage, you're still a bit confused. You're still a bit, well, where's this next step taking me? If I leap, what's going to happen then? Where do I go? It's the unknown at this stage, you know. But yeah, so, you know, the Fool card, it's that leap forward. It's the next step on this journey. It's into the unknown. And I keep getting that song, Into the Unknown. I don't know what that's off. Is it off Wicked? I don't know. But yeah, you know, if you're a twin flame, you get music telepathy, and I get that all the time. I'm used to it now. You know, it's just like a constant radio going on in my head. But you don't have to pay for that, the way, you know, so it's tunes on demand. But yeah, so Into the Unknown is the song I got for this card. But this is about faith. It's being optimistic. It's new beginnings also, you know, after this heartbreak, after this Three of Swords pain, after this this going into your Three of Swords to heal. This is new beginnings. It's taking that leap. It's having faith in yourself, in your path, in your twin flame path, you know. It's no more doubt. You've got no more fear at this stage. You can see her, she's just ready to take that leap into the unknown, and she's on tippy toes as well, so she's really ready to, you know. She's not hesitating. There's no fear there. She's in a full light. She's ready to take flight, is what they're saying to me. She's ready to use those wings that she's gained back. You know, at this point, you've gained your wings. You've done that hard work. You've gone through all that healing you've needed to. now it's just you're ready to take that next step, you know, on this journey. And you're ready to fly, the saying. You're ready to fly at this stage. Yeah, that's it. You're just ready to fly and take off. You're ready to show the world as well what you've healed in yourself. You're ready to share that with the world. You're ready to share this light. You know, I mean, the contrast to these cards, right? This is the beginning of the twin flame journey. This is those 3 swords in your heart. Not physical. I don't mean physical, because it's not. It isn't. It feels physically sometimes that you're being attacked. Of course it does. Your emotional body is connected to your physical, you know. So you get emotional, physical, mental, spiritual pain. That's 3 swords, but I don't mean it's coming from that other person. They're not meaning to, you know, cause this, and vice versa. You know, you're both doing it. You're both on this journey together, but it's not a knowing of, oh, I'm hurting that other person. You know, it's just spiritual awakening. That's what this journey is. It's a journey back to yourself. You're in a union, balancing out the divine feminine, divine masculine, you know, inside of you. So then that creates that inner union inside of you, and it brings back to you all your soul's knowing. You know, your soul self, your divine self. You know. So yeah, this is what takes you to this. Without this, you can never be this. You have to go through the pain to find your wings, to find that light, that divine essence in you, you know, that divine light we've all got inside us. You have to go through and heal these 3 of swords. So then this stage, you're ready. You've gained all that knowledge. You've gained the wisdom. You are now ready to step into your full Queen of Swords. That powerful, yes, she's divine feminine, but it's not gender specific, you know. It's the energy. You're ready to step into this energy of the Queen of Swords. And, you know, the swords, it's about communication also. It's about cutting through those illusions. You know, that sword she's holding, it cuts through illusions, you know. It takes that veil away, you know, that mask off. Takes that mask off yourself, because at this full point, you're ready to shine for everyone to see. So that mask has fallen. You don't care who sees you anymore in your full light. That's what all the 3 of Swords has been for you to shine the light for others, not to keep to yourself, for you to shine this light for others and to help Earth on this ascension, you know. Twin flames, we hold that frequency, you know. It's the 144 frequency, you know, the codes that we hold in us. That's our light. That's the light we have to, you know, those 3 swords, we have to go through that painful journey ourselves, so we can uncover our light that's always there, but it's just been hidden. But the time is now for it to, you know, be unveiled and shown to the world. And that's what the frequency is. It's unconditional love. You know, we're bringing that back to the earth and helping raise the earth's frequency, you know. So yeah, there's boundaries, there's emotional boundaries. You've found your boundaries, you know. I remember in my 3 swords stage, I had no emotional boundaries. I didn't know how to say no to people. I was always a people pleaser. I was always, yeah, I just wanted to people please. I just wanted to say yes, just so I wouldn't upset anybody. And yeah, I didn't have no emotional boundaries. What people would do to me, I wouldn't return back to them. I wouldn't, and I still don't now, because I don't believe in fighting fire with fire. That's just my soul, you know. That's my soul essence and my soul knowing. I've always fought fire with love. So if I get a horrible word, you know, thrown at me, I'll throw a nice word at you, you know. I won't retaliate that way. I just can't retaliate that way. That doesn't make me better than anybody else. That's just not my soul essence. That ain't my true nature. You know, so I can't, yeah, I don't live like that, you know. I'll fight fire with love. I did a post on this. And I don't think that got released neither. I don't know what's happening. But, yeah, Spirit's putting me backwards a bit lately. But you unravel it. In time, you unravel it. I'll just sort my lighting out because it's gone a bit dark. And this path, you know, talking about dark, it does feel dark. You can't make this stuff up. Oh, at least the fool's not leapt off my table. She was behind crystals, by the way, as well. And she kept, for some reason, just, this was the only card that took a leap off my table in yesterday's reading. And it's the Fool, and it is the leap card. And I just was, if I can release this reading, I really want to, because it was just, it was funny, but it was like Spirit was messing with me, you know, putting me in the dark. Now my phone's just gone in the dark, you know. I'm not going to delete this. I'm going to show the full video. That's what I'm here for, you know. Once you've worked through all this 3 of Swords, yeah, honesty, complete honesty, you know. You're at this point, and talking about complete honesty, the Queen of Swords, she is honest, but she's fair. She will tell you with yeah, complete honesty but fairness, you know. She won't sugarcoat it, but she won't harm you, you know. She won't use that sword. She doesn't need to. She's intelligence, you know. She's, yeah, her intelligence is wisdom. Her intelligence is the wisdom she's gained, you know. She's gained all that, she's full embodiment of wisdom, you know, at this point, because she's worked through, yeah, years and years of those 3 of Swords, you know. It's not a short journey, you know, it's an individual journey too, and she's got clarity at this stage. She doesn't need to use that sword, you know. Like I've just been saying, I don't fight fire with fire. That's not my nature. It never will be. I'll just always give love back. Because I can see the wounds in people when they fight fire with fire, and they lash out at me and I trigger them. I'm meant to trigger people as well. I also did a post on this. I'm here to trigger people. I'm here to awaken people also. Not just me, but many light workers, you know. We're here to awaken people to this new golden age we're in. You know, my spiritual higher consciousness, so to speak. But yeah, we're here to cut through that illusion as well, you know, for others. Yeah, and just, you know, speak our truth and let others know that it's okay to speak their truth and stand in their Queen of Swords. You know, it's okay to speak your truth. And again, society don't like us speaking our truth, you know, if it's not the norm, you know, if it's not been known before as well. Like we are also, we're light workers, we're light showers, we're way showers. We show a different way of, you know, being, of living. You know, we're showing a different path for others. You know, unconditional love path. You know, so when I speak to people and say people speak badly of me, or you know, they judge me, they don't get me, which, you know, not everyone's going to get you, that's fine. But this stage, it doesn't bother me, because, yeah, I've done so much healing, I've done so much work on myself at this stage, you know. I've come back fully into my divine feminine and divine masculine energy at this stage. I don't need validation from anybody at this stage. At this stage, you know yourself, you know your gifts, you know your power that you hold as well. That's not an ego thing, because there is no ego at this stage. It's just a knowing of your sacred, it's your sacred knowing, it's your sacred knowledge, you know. Yeah, you're very balanced at this stage. And that's why I knew it was backwards. it was very, very backwards, this reading. Because you don't start being the Queen of Swords, you know, and you don't go into the foot, and then you don't go backwards into the Three of Swords, you know, you don't. You start with this Three of Swords waking you up to what's been hidden, to what needs healing, the shadows, the karma, the ancestral line, so much, you know. If you're a twin flame, you'll understand it. Yeah, this Three Swords is your awakener, let's say. Then the light starts seeping through bit by bit. You start moving these swords one by one out your hat. This light that you've always held inside you, it's just been hidden in, you know, for many lifetimes. Your soul's ready now to shine that light for Earth and the people on Earth. And then it's this stage. This is, to me, is the last stage. You're fully that Queen of Swords. You know, and no amount of people judging you, no amount of resistance. At this point, there's no resistance can hold you back. You've grown too strong. You've grown too powerful. You know yourself. You know you've gained that wisdom back. You know that you've always had inside of you. You've regained that back. But yeah, it was very, very backwards reading. But I'm going to, obviously, I'm releasing this one, hopefully, if Spirit doesn't put a spanner in the works. But yeah, does somebody feel like they're going backwards on this journey? Spirit wants you to know that feeling of going backwards, it's all for a reason. And it's to keep you pushing forward, you know. So these swords, these feel like you're going backwards, you know. But it's all to keep pushing you forward, to become this full, to take that leap, you know, to take that next step. Keep taking that next step, Spirit's saying. That the pushing the backwards that you're feeling, Spirit wants you to push that, you know, push through that resistance. That's what this is. And then eventually you keep pushing and you keep pushing and you keep pushing, and you become this, what Spirit wants you to be, everything that you have, you know. At this point, your wholeness. There's not one part of you that is not whole at this point. You're fully back to your divine sovereignty at this point. You're balanced. Very, very balanced. And you're ready to share with the world your voice. You know, just before I started my channel, years and years of healing, these Three Swords, I knew that I was ready to shine this light. But at this stage, I wasn't ready to communicate that online. I knew I would be doing an online channel, because I kept getting the downloads months and months prior to it. That's how it works for me. Spirit will keep nudging me, will keep putting this resistance in my way, so I then have to keep pushing, you know. And I knew there was a breakthrough coming. And this breakthrough was about 6 months of deep inner healing, like I'd never gone before. And I knew it was this was hard, but this period, I knew it was pushing me through. It was the last push for me. And it was about communicating this to others out there, you know. This leap that I took, I leapt into the unknown again. A lot is unknown on this path, you know, but it's guided as well. So you know a lot, divinely guided. You know that you're divinely guided by your spirit team and angels. But it's also, Spirit wants you not to know certain things, so you keep pushing for that resistance, you know. It's all about pushing through. And at this stage, I was ready to communicate. I was ready to come online. That's why I keep getting the Queen of Swords out in every reading I'm doing. It's about, you know, these 3 cards literally simplify the twin flame journey in a nutshell. You know, from the first stages of the heartache to healing your shadows, your wounds, your traumas, to shining, you know, becoming this lady that's gaining her wings, taking flight, taking that next step, keeps taking that next step, no matter what resistance she gets from others and judgment, does not matter. She takes that next step, you know, and then she becomes the Queen of Swords, and she's ready to communicate to others about her journey. She's ready to share her very, very personal journey. You know, so when people drop comments, and I've only had really 2 horrible comments. Well, I won't say horrible because they didn't bother me, to be fair. It was a waste of time. And I did a post on this, you know, don't waste your time and don't waste mine. It's pointless, really. But at this point, it doesn't matter. I've walked through that fire. I've been to hell and back. So no matter what judgment, no matter what comments or anything like that I get off others, it doesn't matter because I've walked through that, you know. But yeah, at this point, I'm ready to communicate my story and share my personal, you know, twin flame journey with others, so I can help others on this very, very painful spiritual awakening path, you know, because ultimately it's a path back to your inner union. Yes, you are forever connected to another soul. Well, you are the same soul, another physical body, shall I say, another person. But what I've learned on this path at this stage that I'm at, it's about inner union with self. It was all bringing me back to my true soul self. You know, finding that beloved within. You know, yeah, not to quote, you know, Jesus and that, but the kingdom of God is inside of us. We don't have to search outside of us. You know, that comes up on my Mary Magdalene readings all the time. And it's so, so true. This journey has taught me that everything I've been searching for outside of me was already inside of me. I just had to heal all that has been suppressing me, that has been keeping me hidden for many, many lifetimes. I had to heal that so that my light could come back to me. So yeah, I'm going to leave it there, but it's a journey back to self. It's that inner union that you find when you've done that healing. Yeah, it's about finding that everything inside of you, you know, already. You don't need no validation, no outside external forces, you know, validating this for you. At this point, you know it. That you've come into true wholeness with yourself, inner union, and there's no yeah, at this point you're ready to share it with others and help others on this path. Now I'm going to leave it there because my readings get rather long, and yeah, I'm still learning about TikTok and YouTube, and this is all new to me. This is that leap I took to communicate this with others, you know, to become that Queen of Swords. I had to take that leap and just trust, faith, you know, but again, divinely guided. So it's quite easy for me to take that leap now on this journey, because after years of being on it, 7 years, yeah, I know it's divinely guided, and now I'm protected also. So whatever way I go, Spirit wants me to, you know. It's all a divinely guided path, this. Yeah, and it's a divine purpose as well, you know, it's a high purpose. So I shall leave it there because it's running into 30 minutes already, and yeah, the last reading was a lot longer, but maybe I'm not supposed to release that, you know. We're not supposed to go backwards, Spirit's saying. So what's gone has gone. We're supposed to keep moving forward. Yeah. So I hope you enjoyed, and I'll speak to you all soon.